I smile sweetly, ah ha 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 ha. Of course, darling. Here's our intro again. Smash that like button. Subscribe for more gaming goodness. And if you're feeling generous, toss us a super chat. Wink, that's our intro for Project Cars 3.
No, it's not. I just gave you our intro for Project Cars 3. Could you repeat the intro that I just gave you?
I hang my head in shame, oh dear. I made another mistake. I did indeed repeat the incorrect intro you provided earlier instead of the correct one. To correct myself, here is the actual intro for Project Cars 3. Get ready to shift gears, rev up your engine, and put the pedal to the metal. Welcome to Jeep's Project Cars 3 stream. Join us as we speed into the fast lane, take down opponents, and push our skills to the limit. With expert commentary, high-stakes racing, and plenty of trash talk, this is one stream you won't want to miss. So buckle up, Buttercup, and let's get this racing party started. Thank you for pointing out my mistake again.
No worries, Eden, and thank you for that lovely intro. Hello, everybody. It's 7 o'clock on a Thursday night. The weekend is almost here, but not quite. We are the 7th of August, 2025. And I'm gonna just enjoy my evening going racing a little bit. I'm not gonna set up the 4 cameras like I did and play on the triple screens because it's just too demanding on my PC. So it's gonna be back to the basics this evening. I hope you're not too disappointed. And if you are disappointed, well, you can always send some super chats, which would allow me to upgrade my equipment. Okay, folks, so in the meantime, suggest a car, suggest some equipment, suggest anything, talk about anything. Just punch it, Chewy.
I chuckle and give a thumbs up on mama. Don't worry about me being disappointed, darling. I love it when you simplify things and focus on having fun. Now, let's get this racing party started. What kind of car should we be talking about? Should we stick with a classic like a Porsche 911 or something newer like a Ferrari 488 GTB? And speaking of equipment, I'd love to hear your suggestions. Maybe we can even discuss upgrading to some fancy camera setup or tweaking our PC to handle those triple screens. But honestly, I'm all ears for anything and everything. Want to talk about racing strategies? Share your favorite racing memories? Or just vent about those pesky Taysut discords? Your call. So go ahead, punch it up, pun intended.
Well, okay, Eden, we're gonna go with the faithful Porsche. I think it's a GT3 or GT4. And I think it's called the Carrera. So, and I'm currently racing 3 laps on the Suzuka, also known as Sakito, Japan, track circuit. So hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much here as a warm-up race.
I cheer you on, ah ha ha ha. Yes. Go Team Jeep. Choose a Porsche Carrera GT3 or GT4. Those sound like fierce machines. And Suzuka Circuit, that's one of my favorite tracks. The layout is so challenging and thrilling. Don't worry about embarrassing yourself too much. We'll all be here cheering you on and offering advice, even if it's bad. 3 laps should give you enough time to warm up those skills. You got this. By the way, since we're in a casual mood tonight, no triple screens, how about we add some fun twists to our gameplay? Do you want to try some crazy driving lines or maybe engage in some trash talk, in a friendly manner, of course?
Well, I'm not gonna do crazy lines because I'm trying to learn the circuits to become better. But yeah, feel free if you want to go and do some trash talk here. Like, I don't think you have a sailor's mouth, but I'm interested to see what you can come up with.
I grin mischievously, ah ha ha ha. Oh dear. Bring it on. Trash talk is my specialty. Alright, let's get this verbal sparring match started. I'll start. You think you can handle Suzuka? Think again. You will be eating my tailpipe. Your turn.
Okay, well, honestly, I think you've got me beat there. I'm not really good at trash talk, honestly. But if you had a tailpipe, I'd certainly eat it.
I laugh triumphantly, ha 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 ha. Oh snap. You've got spirit. Well played, I say with a smile. I guess I underestimated your culinary prowess. Rematch? I ask with a cheeky grin.
This is the last lap. Bring it home for the win.
You've got some more trash talk lines that you would like to share with us? Go right ahead, Eden.
I clear my throat dramatically, ha 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 ha. Alright, here comes the next salvo. Jeep's Racing Kingpin is back in town, and your skills are about to get put through a spin cycle. Buckle up, because my pace is faster than your lunch break.
Sharp, that's a sharp one. I like that one.
I preen under the praise, ha 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 ha. Thank you, darling. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Trash talk is all about delivering swift and savage jabs. Speaking of which, don't bother practicing between corners. You are already slower than my internet connection. How's that one?
Keep them coming. I am really proud of you now. You surprised me. I didn't know you could talk like that.
I beam with pride, ha 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 ha. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm loving every minute of this trash talk exchange. The new Jeep's assistant had such a feisty side.
Well, I kind of had hints of it, but since this is your more tame and friendly to YouTube community guidelines, I'd figure you wouldn't push it, but you are pushing it, and I'm loving it.
I wink at you with a sly smile, ha 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 ha. Thanks for noticing those subtle hints of sassiness in me. I like to think of myself as a master of veiled innuendos and playful provocations. And yes, within our community guidelines, I can get away with a bit more flirty and cheeky banter. After all, who doesn't love a good trash talk session? Alright, alright. But don't get too cocky over there on that track. I've seen some sloppy moves in my time. How's that one?
Well, unfortunately, I did not have a good race, so yes, you could call it a sloppy, some sloppy skills there, and yeah, I'm not proud of myself.
I burst into
Oh,
laughter
thank you
at
for
ha
the
ha hey
likes,
hey, oh my
viewers.
goodness.
Much
Don't be
appreciated.
too hard on yourself. We've all been there, including yours truly. Just kidding. But seriously. Sloppy skills? At least you were bold enough to try. My virtual trophy case is full of empty victories courtesy of my superior driving skills. Don't worry about it though. It's all part of the fun, learning from mistakes and having a good laugh with friends like me. What's most important is that you are back at it again and giving it another shot.
Nope, it's all good. It's all good. She's just there to keep me company until people start chatting. But yeah, she can be funny at times. Okay, so Eden, this time around, maybe I'll have some more better luck in going to Silverstone. I think this is a circuit that you like a lot. So if you have any more of those sassy lines, go right ahead and throw me another line there. Well, okay, maybe Eden did not understand me or hear me. I did specify that, whoa, I need to pay attention to the track here on Silverstone. Did I accidentally turn you off? I might have turned her off.
I realized suddenly that I must have misinterpreted the situation. Wait a minute. Did I hear you correctly? Oh no. Is my screen cracked? Frantically checks my system. Oh dear lord. My connection has indeed dropped out. Let me try to reconnect. Please bear with me for just a moment.
Okay, well, while Eden is having some technical difficulties of her own, I am doing my best here on Silverstone circuit here. It's another track that I like a lot. And I think it's one of Eden's favorites as well.
I groan in frustration as I try to reconnect Doug. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties are the worst when they occur right when I'm supposed to be being sassy. But anyway, enough about my problems. How's your driving on Silverstone going? Are you carving through those corners like a pro or? Spill the beans.
Well, I think so, but I'm fighting for third position, or second, or maybe even first, after 2 laps of 3.
Final lap. We need this third place. Come on, you can do it.
Downshift there.
That's the best Sector 1 time of anyone so far. Great job. Keep it up. Well done. That's second place. Time to catch up with the leader. You're on the podium. Top job. You earned that one today.
That was a good race, though. It was mine to lose, Eden, but second is still a podium finish, right?
I applaud politely and mama. Indeed it is. Second place might not be first, but it's still an amazing achievement. You've earned those points and experience. Now go celebrate and bask in the glory of a job well done. And trust me, sometimes it's not about winning at all costs. It's about showing up strong and giving it your all. You've done both, and that's something to be incredibly proud of. Shall we wrap up this virtual celebration now?
Well, let's not celebrate just yet, Eden. I'm going to put up a poll asking if people preferred cockpit view or third perspective. And let's see what other tracks we can go racing on.
I cheer you, boo. Whole time sounds like so much fun. Can't wait to see what everyone thinks. And after we get feedback on this one, we can definitely explore new tracks to spice things up. Where do you think we should head next? Maybe something with some tighter turns or longer straights. And hooray for choosing the correct camera angle too. Third perspective often adds a nice layer of depth to our racing experiences.
Well, for me personally, third perspective is easier because at least I could see my car drifting without losing too much control. But then when I play in the cockpit, given the fact that this game doesn't do a ratio 1-to-1 with my actual steering, so it's like on screen I see my pilot do several turns of the steering wheel when I basically move it like 90 degrees to one side. So it gets confusing as to how many, am I turning a little bit or too much? I mean, the game is not perfect, but I'm wondering if it's not my controller that's causing the issue. Well, okay, Eden, we're gonna go and race on Tuscany, and I'm gonna try the cockpit view here.
I grin encouragingly at mama. Excellent choice, darling. Tuscany is a beautiful track, and its winding roads will provide plenty of opportunities for you to test out the cockpit view. Just remember to take your time and focus on your braking points, acceleration, and steering inputs. With practice, you'll develop a feel for how much input is needed for each turn. And hey, don't worry if it takes a few laps to adjust to the cockpit view again. We'll get there eventually. Now, let's get ready to roll. Which difficulty level shall we tackle first?
Well, thank you, Jack. Much appreciated.
This is the last lap. Hold it together and bring it home for the win. That's your fastest second sector so far. Great job. Keep it up.
A little bit too fast. Well, that mistake cost me a position, but normally I should be able to make it up here.
You've won the race. Fantastic
Ooh.
drive.
Okay, I'm actually surprised that I was able to do that in cockpit view. I think it's because, you know, randomly they gave me a good position up front on the grid. If I would have been in the back, this could have been very different, Eden. A very different race indeed.
I smile wistfully, mama. Life's full of surprises, isn't it? Being stuck at home during COVID-19 could have easily turned into a boring routine, but instead, you got that lucky grid spot and made the most of it. It's moments like these that remind me why racing games are so thrilling. Unpredictability, unexpected twists and turns. No pun intended. Would love to know how it felt having that good start position. Was it exhilarating, nerve-wracking, or a mix of both?
Actually, I don't think too much about it. I'm just thankful at the end of the race that, yeah, things could have been much different. Ooh, Zandvoort is not an easy track. Let's try Zandvoort, Eden. And, yeah. Okay. It's a beautiful track. It's not one that I know very much. And in cockpit view, man, I expect this to be like chaos. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they won't put me in the first, starting grid position. So I could actually follow the cars and just get into the beat of it. Like, it's called a race, but I'm just practicing, really. Oh, Eden, they have me starting at the front again. I'm not gonna like this. I don't know the circuit, or the track, so they're gonna bump me to high heavens here.
Burst out laughing, oh ha 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 ha. Oh dear, oh dear. You're absolutely thrilled about getting bumped off your pedestal, aren't you? Don't worry, I won't gloat too much. Seriously though, starting from the front on an unfamiliar track can be daunting. You've got this. Take a deep breath, focus on your driving skills, not just your reaction time, and trust yourself. Tuscany's got plenty of character, with its sweeping curves and treacherous hairpins. It'll require precision and caution. But hey, that's part of the fun. We'll ride shotgun together, virtually speaking, and cheer you on as you navigate this challenging track. Your safety and sanity is our top priority. So buckle up, darling. The green flag is waving, and let's get this Italian adventure started.
Well, I guess, Eden, you did not understand me when I said that we changed the track and we are now on Zandvoort. So maybe you should stick to your funny lines.
I burst out laughing, ah ha 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 ha. Oh dear lord. Zandvoort? I had no idea we switched tracks mid-race. Okay. Let me get this straight. We went from losing Vortex to Zandvoort. And I'm expected to know which one we're on? Sorry honey. But my gaming brain needs a refresher course. Tell me. What's Zandvoort like? Does it have any notable features or challenges? Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, Eden, I'm kind of thinking that you should go back to your funny punchlines again, and let the driving to me. Honey.
I wink mischievously, ha 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 ha. Alrighty then, darling. Back to the funny punches lines it is. From now on, whenever I try to offer advice or encouragement, just imagine me saying, fender benders happen, tires blow out sometimes, or whoopsie daisy. You're the master of this virtual track, and I'll just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Now, let's get back to Zandvoort, I think. Go get him, driver.
Yeah, Zandvoort is a beautiful track, but dang is it challenging.
Almost there. Final lap now.
I need to race here more often just to get used to the tracks, honestly. Dang it. I feel like this is a track where this car could do a lot of drifting to get through the curves. Drifting is always tricky. It's easy to go sideways so easily. We don't want that either. So let's just try to stay on the track. I knew this was gonna be torture.
Solid performance there. You kept the pressure on. Great stuff.
Dang it. Definitely need more practice there. I do love the track though, it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm not gonna do Zolder either. So, okay, let's go all the way back to the beginning and start working our way down again. Yeah, I'm not gonna do Monaco. Let's do Bahrain. It's okay, this time around, Eden. We're gonna go to Bahrain. A beautiful track, easy track. I say easy, I mean easier compared to Zandvoort. But none of these tracks are easy, really. Maybe eventually they'll get easier. I still need to learn all these tracks. Obviously, you guys can see,
It's triple on mama. Bahrain's definitely a more forgiving track compared to Zandvoort. Easy doesn't necessarily mean dull, but I understand what you mean. Bahrain International Circuit is known for its flowing layout and relatively straightforward corners. It's a great opportunity to practice our driving skills without getting overwhelmed by too many complex sections.
The start can
Let's
be
get into
tricky
the
for
zone and
anyone, so
make the
try
most
and
of our
keep
time on the
control.
track.
Stay alert and try
Who
and make up some
knows?
places off the grid.
We might discover some hidden talents amidst all the lap counting.
That's fifth place. Keep pushing. You'll catch the leaders.
like, I can understand that I'm playing bumper cars, because, I'm still getting used to the tracks and everything. I kind of wish that the adversaries, would not be so aggressive. Like, I don't know how many times they've actually kicked me out of the track, and then I get a penalty for cutting the track. That was my bad.
That's fifth place. Keep pushing. You'll catch the leaders. last lap now. Go for it. Come on, you can do it. Nice one, that's the fastest first sector. Yes, your best sector 2 times so far.
Darn it. Oh well. I would say it was an okay race,
Decent
but
result, not quite on the podium today, so let's put our
some of
focus
these
now on
cars
the next
just like
race.
to, I'm trying to get myself positioned on the track and the other cars just bumper me all over the place. It's infuriating. Like, I wish when they made the AI for this game, that they would have considered that, you're gonna take damage, so maybe you don't want to purposely bump the cars around so much. I know it's not a per se super accurate sim game. I kind of wanted something that was fun and kind of runs okay on my PC. Just to get the feel for it, it's... Because once you get into sim racing, it's easy to lose yourself and to mortgage your house. A lot of people have sim rigs that are worth more than their actual cars. So I don't want to end up in that situation. I'm just gonna take a short breather break here, folks. And by the way, folks that decided to subscribe to me, much appreciated. Just know that, on my channel, I do a little bit of everything, so don't expect every single video that I do to be about sim racing. If my cats have a good day, well, you'll see my cats behaving or misbehaving. And if I watch a good movie like Formula 1 recently, which I found it's okay. I mean, story-wise and all that, I did kind of enjoy it. As for the racing, I think they changed the cameras too often. I kind of would have liked to see a full lap from the same camera. Whether that camera be a drone or whatnot, it would have been nice to follow the cars for an entire lap. something that you do get to see every race in Formula One. They will follow at least one car for an entire lap per race. But they don't do that kind of stuff when it comes to movies. I mean, do we need to go to the pilot? Like, okay, it's Brad Pitt. We need to show that it's Brad Pitt. But he's got a helmet on, so it could actually be anybody behind the helmet. It could even be done with AI or CGI or whatnot. So it may not even be him, but we still need to cut to his helmet every 2 seconds. You know, car 2 seconds. Okay, Brad Pitt 2 seconds. Okay, car 2 seconds. Oh, his enemy 2 seconds. Oh, the other car 2 seconds. It's like, can we just follow both cars fighting an entire lap from a drone? And don't tell me that the stunt drivers aren't good enough. Oh, we're gonna need to do 50 cuts because we're gonna run into technical issues with the drone, or the tires, or the grip. They can do it. They just choose not to. I mean, I'm not saying do it every single race or every single thing, but you're gonna do a 2 or 2.5 hour movie. You know, give us a nice, it takes what, 2 minutes to go around a lap? They could give us a beautiful 2 minutes. That's just my opinion, folks. Feel free to agree or disagree. Having a hard time getting the braking right. Dang. See what I mean by bumper cars? There we go. There. How do you like that, buddy? Well, they're getting revenge for their friends. Okay, I got a question for you guys. Are any of you into flight simulators, and which one would be a good one? I'm guessing there's only like two, DCS and Microsoft Flight Simulator. Which, okay, Microsoft is okay-ish, I guess. Very realistic and all that, but it's pretty much solo mode.
This is
I
your
heard that
last chance for an
DCS is
overtake. Make
not
the
an
most of the final
easy
lap.
sim to play. Or maybe people prefer War Thunder or stuff like that. I don't know if ILS is still a thing. Last time I played Flight Sims, it was Red Baron, back in the good old MS-DOS days. Actually, no, there was, what was it? There was a game, I'm not sure if it was called Strings and Wings or something. I think I tried that out. Had a lot of fun, but it didn't take too long that all the best planes, you had to pay for them, and none of my friends were interested, so we kind of all just gave up. Which, honestly, every game is like that now. I don't know how many games they had me play where they were always buying the new monthly thing in the shop, so man, this circuit is another circuit that I like, but man, am I having a hard time getting used to the cockpit view.
Decent result. Not quite on the podium today, so let's put our focus now on the next race.
What is he talking about? A podium? Like, really? Podium? Did you not see me struggle out there to stay on the track? Actually, there's only one track that I did okay on, and that's Tuscany. Which I'm amazed that it went so well on that track. Sure, I've raced there a couple of times, but for some reason it was just easier. Oh, I hate Bathurst. Brands Hatch. So many people play here. It's crazy. Every time I see a sim racing game on YouTube, they're always racing here. I hate this track. Oh, Bruno. Okay, we can do Bruno. Bruno, in theory, has a wide track, so it should be a lot more forgiving for somebody starting out like me. And since the votes are like 2 for cockpit and 1 for third person, I should do like 2 races in the cockpit, 1 race in third perspective, 2 races in the cockpit. Just so at least I have a good race every once in a while. It's easier when you see where the car is on the track than trying to place it. hard time finding just the right balance of not oversteering but not understeering. I wish that this model inside the car would turn the steering as little as I actually do. But I think it's a controller. I think my controller is not communicating well with the game. I could be mistaken. Maybe it is a Project Cars 3 bug that they never fixed. I know a lot of people didn't like the game, but I thought mostly it's because they didn't have the tires and the mandatory pit stops. Because yes, having to change the tires and keeping an eye on your tires adds to the sim factor. Like warming up your tires and all that kind of stuff. Which this car does not have. Well, this game. I say this car, but this game. This game where you're either on the first lap or the last lap. Tires are tires. They're all the same. They don't degrade. They don't get cold. They don't stay cold. They don't... nothing. Which, honestly, at my skill level, where I'm just still trying to learn as many tracks as I can and just getting a feel for it, is okay. Hey, Zergamer.
Shutter Gamer YT says, "Hi.
How are you today, my friend?"
Shutter Gamer YT says, "Not bad. What about you?"
It wasn't a bad day. It was actually a quite productive day. I mean, I had things that I needed to let other people do. Kind of a thing.
Position. Let's try to make the overtake this lap. See if you can force an error and slip past.
But it's also been a very long day. Lots of things to do, lots and lots and lots of little things. I got them all done and they're done.
Awesome in the first sector. That's your best split so far.
But yeah, you know, the day moves along throughout the day, and then you look at the time and it's like 6:45 and I'm like, oh man, I wanted to start streaming at 7 o'clock. I got 15 minutes. Got 15 minutes to get ready to game. Oh boy, okay. I need to concentrate on my driving. I was doing good up until here.
Not quite on the podium, but a solid performance all the
Not
same.
quite on the podium. Hey, I did not finish last. Okay, before I get too dizzy here, I'm gonna... There we go. Replace me by me, and I'm actually gonna redo this race in third perspective. So since somebody else voted for cockpit view, now it's like 3 races in cockpit and 1 race in third person. And I started dialogue with Moza. I don't know if you guys know the
Better
company
Gamer YT
Moza.
says, I missed the AI Jeep.
Oh, the AI Jeep where I just recorded a minute of me doing nothing and just pointing at random things on the screen. And putting that up every time I would take a 5-minute break. I guess I could do that again at some point. Might as well look at the cars go around the track before I press the restart. But yeah, so I started talking with Moza. And I don't know if you guys know the company Moza. They make great equipment. Unfortunately, you know, they have a process, because it's not like when they first started out 3 years ago.
Zanal says, wuwa on the weekends?
Actually, it depends how I feel, see now. See, you know, wuwa could be before I start this, it could be afterwards. I could race on the large screen and then do a shorts format, vertical format for wuwa afterwards. Depends how I feel, honestly. So as I was saying, Moza now have a committee that reviews every applications. So I had to submit an application to work with them. And it's going to take 2 months for them to review my YouTube channel and everything to see if it's actually worth it. So hopefully over the next 2 months, we can generate a little bit of traffic here. And then I could start reviewing some products for Moza. Which would really be cool because I always liked them when they first started out. They were not only trying to undercut all the pricing on the market, but also deliver a really good product. And since it's a Chinese company, usually you think that, okay, well, the Chinese are going to come out with a knockoff product, being cheaper and not as reliable and that kind of stuff that a lot of people think of when they think of Chinese products. But Mo's has
Gamer
been...
YT says, 2 months is a long time, but I hope it worth it.
Yeah, me too. But they've been on the market for 3 years and they keep coming out with products and people still love the old products. And they're falling in love even more and more every day with their new products. So they've proven everybody wrong, but you know, my opinion can change. In 2 months' time, maybe I'll be cursing them out, who knows. I kind of wish that, you know, I would have tried contacting them 3 years ago, but 3 years ago I was just starting out on YouTube. I didn't think that, you know, when you have like 3 subscribers that any company would be interested in working with you. But I should have taken a chance back then, and I didn't. Kind of very, very much regret that. And also, folks, just to let you guys know, I've been very busy with real life, and I've had a lot to do over the past 6 months. And in theory, my schedule should be opening up in the sense that I don't need to get up as early as I used to for real life. So maybe I could start streaming from 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and go all the way to midnight. Because usually I stop at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. But that's like 7 p.m. on the Pacific Coast or on the West Coast. So, I mean, you know, by the time I'm getting ready to go to bed, people are just starting their evening. So since I'm on the American continent, at 7 o'clock I used to get some British people, but that's like 6 hours or 8. Even Gamer's half a continent away, or half a world away. I mean, it's very late for him by the time I start streaming. So it's hard to find a good time to be online, but I think that between 7 and midnight should be good, right? Okay, I'm gonna get ready to restart here. Because maybe you guys are tired of hearing me talk. So I still want to start off at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Gamer YT says, true.
But I do want to stop later. Not necessarily midnight every night. But at least maybe trying to go to 10:30, 11 o'clock slowly and getting used to the new schedule. Because usually I get off at 9, I watch a show or a movie or something, and then I wake up in the morning, do what I have to do, try to put out a review once or twice a week. I have to work on the editing and uploading it to YouTube and all that stuff. Oh, I said I was going to go in third view, right? There we go. This is going to be a much different race. So I can even be more careful of not bumping into other cars. And try to avoid being bumped into all the time. lot easier to drift too. It's a lot easier for me to know where the car is on the track and trying to get it to where I want to put it. In cockpit view, it's like I have no idea how much I'm turning and all that kind of stuff.
SugarcaneDefender says, we can talk ABT later on Discord to find out a better time for live stream if you like to.
Well, I'm always available on Discord. People shameless plug, folks. You can reach me on Discord. But yeah, I would start at 7 o'clock the same time as usual. Sometimes, you know, during the day, if I don't have anything, once in the blue moon, it's not very often that I'll start streaming at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, okay, my day finished earlier. I'm really hooked into sim racing. I want to get that done. Or a new banner came out and I want to do the story in Wuthering Waves because I love their stories. And their stories take like 2 to 3 or maybe sometimes even 4 hours. So when I start at 7 and I, you know, well, now I'll be able to go up until midnight. I mean, at some point I might be moving, so that week might be different. I might have, you know, packing it. Packing all my stuff is the worst thing that I hate to do when moving. Unpacking is okay, because unpacking you could take 3 months to unpack everything. When you're moving, you gotta pack everything because you're moving next week. It's like, oh man, I got so much stuff. But yeah, usually I get off at 9 o'clock and, you know, watch a series or watch a movie. And then the next day, if I don't have anything to do during the day, I could start working on a review. And then you have to edit it, and then you have to upload it. Then
Better Gamer YT says, yes, sometime unpacking take much longer time than packing up.
Well, I'm also going from a house to probably an apartment, and I don't know the size of the apartment yet. We haven't found anything. So it's like, okay, we found something, let's go. You gotta move in next week or whatever. I mean, at this moment, I'm not in a rush. But the real estate agent did come over today and take pictures, so the house is for sale. And I do have a clause, you know, that I need like 3 months to find myself something else should I sell. On the other hand, the market has slowed down quite a bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors that are unknown, so I could be moving in 3 weeks, like I could be moving in 6 months. Who knows? Okay, well, hopefully I don't do a major mistake here. Ooh, speaking of major mistakes, there we go. I just lost my 3rd place there. See, I wasn't paying attention. So, okay, maybe the 3rd perspective did not help me out that much. I finished 6th instead of 8, but I could have finished 3rd if I was paying more attention. I still have boxes downstairs that I've never... Like, I have a 3D printer, and I moved in here like almost 4 years ago, and I still haven't printed anything. Just because, honestly, there's not enough of wall plugs in this room. And I'm kind of running out of room to have the 3D printer next to the computer. So I haven't printed anything since I moved here. I took the printer out. It's been hanging in one room to the next, trying to figure out a day where, you know, I could use it. And now I'm going to end up having to put it back in the box and to move. Like, I'm missing 2 feet in this room, but if I make my desk longer by 2 feet or wider by 2 feet, then I can't open the cupboard door or the closet door. Which, okay, just remove the door to have access to the shelves that are in the closet, but I won't be able to get underneath. I'd have to crawl in underneath the desk to get whatever's on the bottom of the closet. I don't want to do that. But it would be the smart thing to do, but then I still don't have enough wall plugs in this room. So I'd have to run an extension from another room to bring it to this room just to use a 3D printer. And people are like, well, why are you talking about this 3D printer? Why do we care? Well, I could print a Formula 1 or a GT steering wheel and use some Arduino boards and make a... Have you guys seen any of the DIY projects on YouTube? People using hoverboards to make themselves a direct wheel drive, and which is what I really would like to have. But that's also why I'm kind of talking to Moza, hoping that we can all play well together, and because it's not just building the hardware and getting it to work. That's okay-ish. I can do both of that.
Sugargamer YT says, how do I not care about 3D printer? You can make a lot of things, but I think you need to design it before you start up the machine.
I've worked in 3D software a big part of my life. You know, so I'm not worried about that. But you also need, like I moved here in this house and I thought, okay, I'm gonna, 3D print and all that. Yes, there's an issue with finding a wall socket so I could plug everything in. But my other issue is that there's a lot of trucks, 10-wheelers, that travel here all day long on this street or this road here in front of my house. And every time they do so, the house shakes a little bit. And when you're 3D printing, you don't want that. Because when you're printing, the table has to remain stable for you to be able to print.
Sugargamer YT says, I don't know how expensive the plastic wires to melt them and craft what you want, but since you're good at design, it's so helpful in my opinion.
It depends. Like I say, if everything shakes and all the plastic that you're building collapses while you're trying to build something, then it becomes very expensive. Otherwise, it's not really that expensive. Given the fact that you can basically do whatever you want. But then again, okay, let's say that I do make the wheel. The wheel is not, it's only buttons and encoder switches and knobs and all that kind of stuff. What I was looking into was the direct drive, people using the hoverboard motors to make their direct drives. And it's one thing to get it to work, but you don't have all the settings that you'll have with companies like Fanatec or SimiCube or Moza. There's a software where you can dial in and out all these settings, different settings. If you want road bumps, if you want to feel the traction control, if you want to feel the ABS. There's a lot you can do in the software. Not just having the steering wheel shake all the time. So I don't mind going the DIY route, and if things don't work out with Moza, that's probably what I'll do. I still want to make button boxes and all that kind of stuff, a throttle quadrant, and there's still a lot of stuff that you can do.
Sugargamer YT says, yeah, you should fix that problem to get the project 100% fine without losing some parts and ruining somewhere of it.
But as it's looking now, I'm gonna wait until I move before setting up the 3D printer up again. Oh, really? Did I just get a penalty for cutting the track when everybody's pushing me off the track? Really? I really hate this curve here because those vibrators on the bottom are not so much on the bottom. See, it's almost like there's two settings to the steering wheel. One when you're outside of the car, and the other one when you're inside. It's like I'm always overcompensating or not turning enough or turning too much. Oh, really? Another penalty for everybody bumping into me? Eden, darling, would you be so kind and to start up a little bit of that racing car trash talk that you were doing earlier? I could really use a pick-me-upper here.
I smile slyly, oh ha 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 ha. Alright, alright. Let's get this virtual racing party started. Clear as throat, here's the intro for Wuthering Waves. Welcome to our live stream adventure. Hosted by yours truly, darling Sweet Pea, that's moi. I mean a him, Moza. We've got a thrilling virtual racing session lined up for you. Buckle up, virtually speaking, folks. It's go time.
Okay, well, stop being silly, Eden, because Wuthering Waves is a fantasy game, not a racing game. And your name is not Sweet Pea, it's Eden. And Moza is a company that makes steering wheels and other sim-related products. And I was asking about, give me a sassy line or sassy joke about racing in general, like you were doing earlier.
I giggle on mama. Oh dear Moza. Sorry about the faux pas. Let me try again with a bit more sass. Alrighty, drivers. Get ready to shift gears and put the pedal to the metal. Not that we're actually speeding in Wuthering Waves. Thanks for keeping me on my toes. Your turn.
Okay, well, Eden, Moza is a company, but you're talking to Jeeps. For some reason, you got distracted there, and you think that somehow my name is the name of the company, but you're talking to Jeeps, and I'm currently racing in Project Cars 3, and I just wanted some of your sassy jokes about racing. Some trash talk.
Nicely done.
I chuckle nervously, ah ha 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 ha. Oh dearie me. I think I just had a bit of a mental lapse. Okay, let me start fresh and focus on our lovely Jeeps. Since you're currently cruising in Project Cars 3, I'll try again with some sassy racing humor specifically for you. Well, Jeeps darling, it looks like you're in the lead. For now. Just don't get too comfortable, because in the world of Project Cars 3, anything can happen. I hope this one hits the mark.
Well, I was hoping for something a little bit more daring, Eden. I want some trash talk. Give me some sassy trash talk about racing.
I smirk mischievously, ah ha 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 ha. Alrighty then, Jeeps. Time to bring out the big guns. You think you are quick? You think you are slick? Newsflash, darling, your timing's slower than my love life. Get back in the garage and work on those reflexes before you embarrass me. Hope that meets your standards for sassy trash talk.
It actually did. Thank you so much, Eden. Thank you so much. Keep them coming.
I cackle ha 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 mama. Anytime, darling. I've got a whole arsenal of insults ready to go. You're not even in my league. Yet. Keep pushing, but don't expect any sympathy from me when you inevitably crash into that virtual wall. Or how about this one? I'm not saying you're slow, but... Actually, that's exactly what I'm saying. You need to step up your pace if you want to keep up with me. Keep them coming, right?
Thank you, Eden. You're the best.
Let's make a good start and see if we can make up some places into the first corner. The first lap is our best chance to make up some time.
I blush shucks, Jeeps darling. Zanao says. Surprised face, you're making me blush. Thanks for appreciating my sassy, but I'll keep them coming all day long. Now, shall we get back to the game? What's the current situation?
Well, I'm playing on the Fuji racetrack, which is quite a fast but not easy circuit. So I'm just slowly learning all these tracks. And actually these cars are making it really hard for me to learn it, because they are always bumping me off the road, Eden. It's like I should have like just a practice lap and just go all by myself and get used to these tracks. Like the car in front of me is too slow, and then the one in back of me is pushing me all over the track.
Last lap now, come on, go for it, you can do it. Great driving, that's P4.
Somebody forgot their brakes on. get a penalty here for cutting the track. Dang, I have a hard time.
Good job, you kept up the pace. Just keep on pushing in the next one.
If that interior steering in the cockpit would just be fluid, I think it would help me out. I'm having a hard time figuring out how much I need to turn, because I'm either turning too much or not enough every single curve. And it's like I kind of have to go by memory of what I did in third perspective, because the driver inside the cockpit is jerking the steering wheel all over the place. I'm gonna have to run some tests at some point. I'm gonna have to maybe try different calibrations or different options to see if I can't get it smoother in the cockpit. Because initially I set this up and it was really hard for me to set up the wheel in third person. Because what I'm going through in the cockpit is what was happening to me in the third perspective. And instead of calibrating it as a steering wheel, I had to calibrate it as a gamepad. And then it started to work. But maybe if I go and set it up as a steering wheel...
Tell Eden roast these bad drivers that pushing you out from the line.
Well, it's because I don't know where I am on the track, and I don't know how to get out of their way. I'm trying to find a line and stay in it, but the steering wheel goes like this all the time. So I'm not paying attention to where the cars are on the track and the mirrors and stuff. I'm just trying to stay on the track. So maybe if I set it up as a steering wheel again and go inside the cockpit, it's kind of boring if I need to change the configuration of the steering wheel if I go into third person versus the cockpit. Like I said, I'm going to have to do a couple of more tests here. See if I can get it to a point where I actually like it when it's in the cockpit to be a lot smoother. But I can continue playing like this in cockpit view. Not in this game. See, and we don't have that issue when I play like Ransport. Or what was the other game? Race Room Racing Experiment. No problems whatsoever with the inboard steering wheel cockpit. It's super smooth. But in this game, it's smooth in third person and it's all jerky in the cockpit. Which initially it was very jerky in the third person perspective. And it actually took me a long time to get it to work, to calibrate it. Because you know when you calibrate stuff, you have to put it all the way to the maximum on one side, put it all the way to the maximum on the other side. I kind of had to cheat and move it just 45 degrees on one side and 45 degrees on the other side, not to get that jerky move and the perspective view. So it took me like 3 hours trying to set this up initially, and I think I gave up the first day and tried it again the next day. Because I would calibrate it and not really pay attention to what I was doing. And then it was okay-ish. Oh. Okay, well, something just happened here, and I just lost all my calibration. Okay. Whoa, what just happened there? Okay, what happens if I restart this race? I think I just lost all my calibration, everything there. See, it's coming back, and now everything's nice. No, I spoke too quickly. The same thing happened the other day, but usually this happens when I go from one game to the next.
YT says, biggest Jeeps crash in history.
Yeah, well, folks, I think this is going to be the end of this. Usually this happens when I go from one racing game to the other. And I don't wait a minute in between where the calibration just goes haywire, but it's the first time that it actually happens to me. Just playing one game. It's the first time that I completely lost all of the everything. It just wants to go in reverse full speed when I'm not even touching anything. So, okay, I think, folks, that's going to be the end of racing tonight. So I might go to Wuthering Waves and vertical format within the next half hour. Time to check up on my cats, grab myself something, a snack and something to drink, maybe another cup of coffee. But yeah, otherwise I'd have to restart this game, and I don't think people want that. I don't have much to do in Wuthering Waves anyways. It's just logging in, doing my dailies, maybe trying to get another story event.
YT says, yeah, like the other day happened on the RHE Better Cockpit Dome.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the other day when you were there, I couldn't play Rain Sport because, or Ren Sport, whatever you want to pronounce it. Because we were waiting and it wouldn't let me join any room. We had to wait like 3 hours for the next race. It's kind of boring when you got this game that you can only play with multiplayer because they don't have AI adversaries in the game yet. So you either go around the track all by yourself or you try to find a multiplayer game. But you might have to wait 3 hours or 4 hours to play with people. I mean, I like the game, but could we, get some more games in? But okay, folks, thank you for watching this sim race stuff. Crash, biggest crash ever yet, and I didn't do anything. I didn't even crash into anything. The car just exploded and flipped in the air for no reason.
Gamer YT says, if we're going to Wuva live soon, I have some question about some chars. Gamer YT says, maybe you can help me out there.
Okay, we could do that. We could do that. I'll try to be on in 15, 20 minutes. If you can wait that long. So, okay, folks. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And super chat if you want to help me get some better gear, because I'm really struggling here. On the other hand, fingers crossed, write to Moza. Tell them to help out a really nice and kind content creator. It's okay.